Previously on Neverwinter Nights 2, Mysteries of Westgate. It's been a while since I found this domino mask in a dungeon somewhere. And now, it is time for me to tip the scales and find out just what is behind this domino mask. This dame here says she knows the way around the town, Renara. But I knew she was trouble, but my name isn't Steve Trouble Blake. Anyway, I think it's time we moved on and found out the mysteries of Westgate! Okay, seriously, I do a terrible detective voice. Anyway, let's have a look-see. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary so far. I mean, it's a dock, cool ship, and all that. We got a dock worker, we got a sailor, we have this lady. Okay, seriously, I think the volumes, like, I know, okay, let's try that one out. Yep. Okay. Dock worker, huh? Let's see. Let's go interrogate the docks. The dock worker said he's so hungry he could eat this Detective Steve Blake in one bite. Well, we can't have any of that now happening, can we? And then I met this guy named Fulgrim Bonebreaker. He looked to be some kind of vicious-looking dwager. The dwager are a dwarf from the Underdark, or something like that along those lines. I wasn't too acquainted with the races of the Forgotten Realms. In fact, I don't even know how I got here. I forgot how I got here. I just know I went to a dungeon and got a mask. Look, hold on a wee moment, friend. I saw you stepping off yonder boat there. Thought to myself, Fulgrim, you've been wanting to introduce yourself. Warning about the dangers lurking in a city like Westgate. I'm lucky, see. Got me friends over yonder to watch me back. Still, for a new arrival like you, well, there might be some folk who consider you easy pickings. Lucky for you, the lair of the loop is offering his protection. Fair price. Aye, the laird, aye. I knew this guy, I knew this dwarf could be useful in a little bit of scrap, but I was a decent brawler myself. So you see, I'm Detective Steve Blake, and I like to get, and trouble is my middle name. I said it many times, haven't I? Well, of course I have. But I knew this guy was trying to extort me, and I did not have a lot of finances to work with, for you see, being a private eye detective gumshoe was not a very profitable business. Think about it, seriously. You go for one case, and you go on it for a very long time, and you come back, and the dame usually gives you gratitude, instead of actually gratuity, like money. But anyway, so I knew I had to do something about this one, so I told him to push off. Aye, can I help you? But I ain't understanding. I laid a loop and I demand a tithe there. The waters of the harbour are deep and awfully cold this time of year. It'd be a shame if you had an accident. I knew this guy was nothing but trouble, because I was a troublemaker myself. But this guy, he picked on the wrong detective. As you can see, I had many options ahead of me. I knew I could try and negotiate with this dwager. Maybe I could tell him to go away in a nice calm tone. Maybe get some information out of him that way. Or I could tell him that I was an undercover agent. I knew nothing about the city, or even if they had undercover agents or some kind of sort of law enforcement. This could have been a risky move, but I was not. But as a detective, I knew when to lie to get the information I needed. Of course, I could always use my bigger height and my skills with the blade, and tell him and put up a bluffing threat, make him push off. Of course, I probably wouldn't stand a chance if I had to fight him in a direct brawl, but maybe, just maybe, I could intimidate him with my impressive coat. In fact, or I could just give in to the money and tell him and ask him how much I had to pay, or just turn again into a fight. All sorts of viable options. But you know what? I knew this guy was going to be trouble, so I told him to push off. Oh, but it seems like aye, so it'll be a big man act, aye. Me boys and I have handled bigger fish than ye. Hand over all your gold, or prepare to see what lurks at the bottom of the loop. I knew, so it seems he called my bluff. Of course, I was probably not that intimidating towards him. But maybe, I just don't know what might have occurred. But I knew that a fight was inevitable, and with this dame by my side, I knew we could probably take him on. So, we fought. Aye, so be it, violence does it. Nice skin off my nose, lad. I've been looking forward to break a skull or two, aye. Still the same old opportunity to say, Fulgrim. Card wouldn't be pleased to see you muscling in his own surf. The last night Master tried to end up scooping the ears out from the water with a jar. Not a pretty sight. Who in the blazes? How do you know about Card? You ain't connected with him, are ye? Oh, I think I recognise ye. I don't want the trouble of the lady of the shivs or cut a card, aye. In fact, I'll just be on my merry way. Good night to ye. It seems this dame, I knew more of this dame than I possibly thought. And then, she just murdered him. And she just murdered him right out the gate. This dame was trouble. The moment she walked up to me when I walked out of that ship, I knew there was going to be some issues. Anyway, sheesh, I knew disguises weren't my strength, but I didn't know to be expect to be recognized the moment after stepping off the boat. I was just lucky the dwarf was dumb enough to voice his suspicions. Otherwise, word would have gotten around in a hurry. It seems this lady has more issues in the local newspaper. But I knew that I had to get some more information out of her. I could tell her about the good job she did, or I could berate her for her sloppy work keeping her mouth shut, even though it was my bluffing attempt. It was my attempt at being intimidating that failed and caused us all to break out into a fight. But I could just ask her about why didn't she tell me about being a former night mask? And it seems I lost influence with her. She didn't want to call it in public. I was told to keep my voice down. Well, I knew when to do that. Oh. Now that you know who I am, or should I say who I used to be, planning to take on the night mask, you could use my help. The best part is, I don't expect you to even pay me. There's a river of gold flowing in the night mask coffers every day. I know this better than anyone. You and I can make a fortune, and all I want is a fair cut. The lady seemed to make a tempting offer. All that money could be yours to finance my private eye business, but I knew that this money would have been acquired by the illicit hands of the night masks, and therefore it was blood money. But again, being a private detective gumshoe was not a very high-paying job. So I said to her, it makes sense to me. Now, if you don't mind, I could really use something to soothe my nerves. The Black Eye Tavern isn't far from here. It's filthy and popular with lowlifes. In other words, the perfect introduction to Westgate. It seems she had a point. It was time. I was also going to have to search this body. Maybe he had something I could use. It didn't seem he carried much. Just the usual accompaniments, thieves' tools, a gold ring, and a Volo's Guide to Magic Appendix 3. I didn't know much about Volo Gethathamp. Apparently he helped out some adventurers back out in Neverwinter, in the Faerun region of Neverwinter. I wonder what happened to that group of adventurers. I wonder if they got into trouble or anything. Then again, Trouble is my middle name. I highlighted the area. I used my private eye skills and found out and tried to search for. Gee, seriously, okay. I really gotta stop doing that, or else I'll end up with a game Bio played a while ago, where, you know, it's like, I opened the door, I then used the elevator instead of the stairs, because I was hungry or whatever, and then I went to get some fine wine, and then I closed the door, and then I opened the door, and then I closed the door, then I opened the door, closed the door, opened the door. Ugh, whatever. Anyway. Yes, the Black Eye Tavern. Nothing more than a hive of scum and villainy. I knew. Ugh, getting into trouble. There were two guys, a guy named Gregory and a guy named Marv. How'd I know their names? Don't know. Just I knew. Marv thought we'd behave myself and there wouldn't be any trouble, but trouble was already here. As I told you many times, Trouble was my middle name. Anyway, I knew though I had to check out this tavern, and the camera perspective was not the proper one to use. There was a drunken ruffian who was looking like to get into a fight with a guy named Mantides. 3 of them, in fact. Well, what do we have here? What do we have here, lads? The great Mantides. Not looking so shiny now, is he? Where's the sword, huh? lost it? Maybe he sold it. Maybe he sold it to pay for more cheap ale the drunken stuff. How's it feel, eh? How's it feel to be no better than us? Worse than us, Scream. Worse than us. We never said no god, did we? At least, I don't think we did. You, I never trade my god. If you come to look for some sport, you're looking in the wrong place. I won't rise to it. Leave me in peace. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh, please, leave me in peace. What's the matter? Did I all take your manhood when they slipped your paladin-ness away? Don't hurt me, good sir. I'm just a poor drunken eunuch and a traitor. Man, I'm doing the hiccups. Scream. I think I made him really mad. It's not good I didn't make him mad. I mean, there's 3 of us and all, but... A eunuch? A traitor? I should teach you all a lesson! Beat you with an inch of your worthless lives! Well, it seems this guy could use a little bit of a hand with my brawling. I could easily sneak up and slice these guys' throats with my detective knife. Or I could shoot from afar with my trusty longbow, with my trusty shortbow piece. All sorts of options. Or I could sit this one out like the neutral man I was. Find out if this guy was really as tough as they thought he was. But I knew, either way, I could get some information off this guy. A former paladin would be a useful companion to have protecting me around this dangerous town. But then again, he might not approve. Even though he might have been a former paladin and was stripped of his powers. Paladins seem to still believe in the righteous cause, and therefore he would not approve of my detective work, pickpocketing, breaking open doors, and setting up traps. Who knows? So I decided to provoke them. Yes, they deserve it. Surrounding me like a pack of dogs. Let me show them how a corn lion fights. Uh-oh. Boo! Boo! Boo!
I didn't enjoy that, but those drunks forced me.
Oh.
3 years ago, I fought to protect people like them, damn it. Was it all a wasted effort? These wretches aren't worth a prayer between them, never mind all the sacrifices I had to make. I am Mantides, formerly paladin and champion of the Morning Lord Lathander. There used to be a time when it hurt to admit that. Now, the only revelation a new day brings is a blinding headache from the night before. It's easier that way. Easier to forget.
It seems that I was not making friends with the locals around this area. Already, I had annoyed the dame when she had walked in, and now this paladin did not seem to be very impressed by my detective skills. So, I decided that maybe this paladin could use a bit of help. I could interrogate him for information, asking him how he fell from grace, but knowing how the locals did not seem to be eyeing me properly, I decided to ask him a bit more diplomatically.
You'd like to help? It's amazing how little one hears that in Westgate, unless the help in question involves making gold, inflicting pain, or both. Now I'm intrigued. Who are you, stranger?
My name is Steve Trouble Blake.
Not a name I've heard mention of in Westgate before. You're new to the city, then. I don't recognize you,
Steve!
But I swear that your companion there is familiar, somehow. Have we met?
I, wouldn't have thought so. I left the city 3 years ago. Just after the Sword Lane business, actually. And haven't been back since. I guess we could have bumped into each other before that, but I don't remember it.
It seems this dame knew more than I expected. Maybe these two had met before, and they had recognized each other. Perhaps they were former lovers. Or maybe she was the one responsible for making him fall from grace. Still, the mystery of the Domino Mask seemed to take more precedence over everything. I decided to ask.
Yes, Sword Lane. 8 men and women, all night masks, cut down by a rampaging warrior in the middle of broad daylight. The Watch were still trying to remove the bloodstains when I left the city.
Blood on the floor. Blood on my armor. I had it scrapped. Damn shame, it was worth a small fortune. I killed them all,
Steve!
them like animals. One of them hadn't even seen his 18th year, but he died like the rest.
So it seems they did know each other. this was an intriguing thing. Maybe they could help me with the connection with that mask. So I asked him, since he was a paladin, and paladins were sworn to smite evil, and night masks would probably determine evil in this arbitrary good and evil system of the Forgotten Realms.
I don't wish to speak of this any further. Perhaps when I get to know you better. Tell me, why are you in Westgate?
I decided to. I could tell him. I could spin out a tale about my adventurous spirit, but I knew I should get the truth out there. After all, he was a paladin, and paladins, they would find the truth somehow, somewhere, because that's what I would do if I were a paladin and not a detective. I get the truth. Of course, detectives do get the truth as well, but we have other methods of getting the truth out. Paladins, they just know. So I told him the truth. I did not want this cursed domino mask. It was not very useful in my line of work.
That's a night mask symbol. How? No, that's not important. If you wish to find the source of this mask's curse, you will need help. The night masks and I have unfinished business. I wish to lend you my sword. I might not be the fighter of old, but few are my equal, even now.
I don't think that's a good idea. More people means a smaller share for...
You. Now I remember. There were 9, but one escaped. You evaded Dawnbringer time and again, even as the rest fell. It must be you. I remember.
Okay, he's
those
facing
eyes.
towards me, not her.
Run you through here
Neverwinter
now.
NIghts too.
I definitely have more work to do on this disguise. Look, Mantides, I'm as much a night mask as you are a paladin. We both left our old professions behind years ago. Besides, I was never involved in whatever it was that led to your actions.
You may not have been responsible for what happened, but I cannot be sure.
Still, you're facing him.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Just know that I'll be watching you. Shall we leave?
Steve! See, I like to add that bit as well, because they don't say the player character's name during conversations, so you gotta hastily shove that in somehow. Well, I was not in a smaller share of the reward. Still, it would have been a greater reward than we would normally get for solving correct cases. So, I said to the paladin we should get going, and we did. We got going. Of course, there was still more to search around this place. There's a man named Captain Merrig.
Oh, excellent. Another lubber come to hear me tales o' wit. Well, grab a mug and pull up a chair, but shut your trap in any case. I'm just coming to the good part. So, I was beating him hard about, and he says to me, "Oi, stop, Captain. I'll give him up. The one who did it was one of me mates with a wooden leg named Farva. And you know what I did? You know what I did? Well, I'll tell ye dogs I will. I gave him a quick bag in the face and said, 'That don't mean nothing to me, you scurvy knave. What's the name of his other leg?' I had ye lot going, I did, ye dirty wags." Right then, lubber, you're stealing me light, and ye don't look to be giving it back any time soon. What can Captain Merrig do for ye today?
Yeah, well, that joke was terrible, but honestly, like, it makes sense. I mean, was the guy's name Father? Like, I was gonna ask the question, was the guy's name Father, or was that the name of his leg? But, man, I knew it was gonna be a setup for some kind of joke. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be a setup for that kind of joke, but, hey. Anyway, sorry, detective voice. The captain seemed to have told it, was telling me a tale, was spinning me a tale about a man and his wooden leg. And then it turns out, it was a fagoot, it was a joke, it was all just a setup for one joke. So I told him, that joke was terrible.
I suppose it had a bit of scurvy to it, but I've only had
'Cause honestly,
3 ales so far. Give me another half dozen, and I'll be sharp as a pike. Now, I hates to be ungentlemanly and all that, but I notice you're still here. There's something to all this?
I decided to interrogate this man. Maybe he knew more about this mask.
Well, if you're with the town guards, I'm a pirate hunter. If you're not, then I'm into anything that's, shall we say, lucrative.
An adventurer. I asked him that I was a detective. I told him that... Yeah.
Aye, that's true. I guess that either means I'm stupid or I just ain't too worried about the guard. Now, I hates to be ungentlemanly and all that, but I notice you're still here. There's something to all this?
I knew I wasn't getting any more information out of this man. At least not until I knew what to ask of him. So I begged my leave of him, and then decided to search more around this tavern. There's an interesting range of people around here. The bartender, for example, is a man named Little Davy. New arrival in Westgate, yeah? Want a drink or something? We don't have a dance to look at anymore, but our beverages are as wet as ever. See, every time I meet a bartender in these games, you've got to go with a loud Cockney accent, or something like that. Because one of the storms are here. You met a bartender, and his voice is just so freaking loud. How are you? I'm Lil Davy. This is my tavern. If you want to fight, make sure you clean up the mess when you're done. No glass or blades. If I catch sight of one, you might end up defeating the Quilzan. You know the Quilzan? Imagine a snake some 40 feet long and paralyzed with glands and swallow an elf whole. He doesn't normally attack ships, but will make quick work of anyone foolish enough to find themselves in the deep waters of the harbor. I interrogated her about the dancer's state. Dimples, well, she just stopped showing up for work one night. A lot of people have just been asking for her ever since, and I just haven't. I keep telling you I haven't the slightest clue where she is. My brother Marv knows more about the situation than I do. Talk to him if you want to find out more. I ain't one for chit-chat, mister. Far too busy serving up ale to be standing around pandering to your curious adventuring folk. If you feel like wetting my tongue, on the other hand... Well, what are you drinking? Now you mention it, if a tank and a stout would go down a treat. It's thirsty work standing around here fighting, serving, and drinking all day. Aye, that'll be 5 gold then. Much obliged, stranger. That takes a joke as good as the last. Now where were we? Ah, you had some questions. Man, seriously, doing those bad voices. Thirsty work. Yeesh. Okay. Seriously, it's... Man, I thought doing the Mantis voice. Yeesh. Came to the Mantis voice now. Greetings, mates act. The Mantis voice. Yeah. Yeah. The night masks, they more or less control the city. The thing to remember at the masks is that anyone you meet in Westgate could be a member. Better get on the wrong side of the watch and offend the nation of the night masks. A group of bloody fools calling themselves the Evanclaws had decided to take on the night masks. Just like all the rest, these Evanclaws won't last. The night masks rule Westgate underworld with an iron fist. Any interesting rumors? There's enough gossip and intrigue in Westgate to fill the Great Rift. Most of the talk in the city seems to be about this guild war. Rumor has it that the Evanclaw is based somewhere here in the harbour loop. Okay, that's enough for now. Alright, let's see what drinks are available. So it seems I could get myself drunk on this ale. All sorts of spirits were available. But I knew that I wasn't, but I was on the case, and it seems I couldn't sell any of my couldn't sell anything to him. I had to go find a merchant. Back when I was on the ship, I had this fine detective hat and coat, but since I was a very seasick person, I accidentally threw them overboard. So I had to go probably had to go find a new store which would sell these sorts of equipment. Like, I could probably find an equivalent hat and a coat while out there on the harbour. I consulted my map. All sorts of items were available. The harbour master would be an interesting choice, but I was going for Ozaku's imports, according to the map. Ozaku's imports was somewhere. I was located somewhere not over there. But being the adventurer I was, I can ahoy, scurvy dog! You've the look of a newcomer, you do. I can practically smell the wet behind your ears. Well, if you intend to spend a matey on the bench on the side of the ship, matey, better listen good. Oh, Jack, I just wanted to give you a bit of advice. It's best to watch your back aboard the Westgate. Not all the crew aboard this fine vessel to be honest folk. Wait, so is Westgate a ship, or is it a city? Or is it a city ship? Is this a shadow bark? No, is this a thriller bark? What do you know about the Ebon Claws? I know the rats of which you speak. Geez, everyone's got a Scottish accent all of a sudden. Aye, I know the rats of which you speak. There be a nasty smell coming from one of the sewage grates in the west of the loop, so foul that even Quag flinks when he sniffs it. Smells like rats and poop. Poop in the loop. It rhymes, it does. Oh, salty, made a rhyme. Man, I could probably go with the that one then. Old Starchy here. Yes, old Starchy. So old salty Jack, he's just trying to get along. At least something about you coming from this talk. Oh, aye, anytime. Say, wait a moment. You have no spare coin or two? I'm running a little spoon in the spare change department. You don't have a job? Oh, Starchy, yes, of course, I have a job. I've even got my title. Everyone calls me Vagrant. They do. Vagrant Salty Jack. I'll keep that in mind, Salty. I decided that this man had given me some valuable information, so I gave him a gold piece. He asked for more. I knew that if I gave him any more gold, that maybe he would keep asking me for gold. I knew a case back in a town from a long time ago where a man, he would keep demanding gold, and then eventually, if you did not give him gold, he would attack you with all sorts of weaponry, and it was not very easy to bring down. But I had to risk it. Okay, so here we go. Right, so it's probably like the beggar from Morrowind or whatever. I haven't played Morrowind, so yeah, I just know there's a beggar in Morrowind who will ooh. Okay, we got beggars and so I'm walking through the slums and stuff and they haven't been robbed yet. Weird. Excuse me, can you know how I might find the Morningstar Haven? What's you in that place, woman? Those probably gonna let you in wearing those rags of yours. If I'm wearing rags, they're because of you, murderer! It seems this dame had the eye of everyone in this town. Just how deep does this rabbit hole go? I thought you looked like a lady of ships, but I had to see you up close and hear your voice to be sure. You're the one who killed Danson and condemned me to a life of poverty in the process, you witch! You must be mistaken, madam. This woman here is on charitable mission. Charitable, you say? Well, if that's true, I must be wrong about her. The lady of ships wouldn't give a gold piece for a dozen starving children. I knew this lady. I had a soft spot for these beggars. Just like with that beggar back there, I gave him gold. So I gave this one 25 gold. It is certain to, sir. Every time with a handful of gold was of little consequence. That time is now gone. So representing for Lady of Ships, miss. I see now you couldn't possibly the hideous foul-mouthed scum of a woman. Don't mention it. I'm just glad Steve was here to clear things up. Yes, I'm gonna do that with I'm just gonna do that every time. I'm just gonna do that every time Steve's name is mentioned, just hastily shove it in there. A locked door. For the curious adventurer, it was always important to know which doors could be unlocked. And it seems this door had one of those locks which required a key to open. You know, one of those ones which could survive anything, including hitting from the most powerful weapons in the world. This would require a bit more subtlety, and of course, a key. But I knew that place would be important later. But I had to check out this import store. After all, I need to find myself a new hat, and perhaps I would sell one. That statue has been in my family for many generations. When I left my homeland of Wa, my father insisted I bring it with me to remind me of my origin. So, the statue depicts one of your ancestors. No, it depicts Emperor Kochi, the first Emperor of Wa. Wa! 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 Sorry. Those two markings represent the emblems of the Sacred Wand and the Moonlight Arrow. Our legends tell us they were bestowed upon him by the Spirit of Wa, so he might establish the first Empire of North Karatur. My family claims no relation to the first Emperor, but we have long treasured this likeness of him. Though the fortunes of my family have waxed and waned over the years. Okay. Alright, why'd you leave? Alright, so you want to make your own. I'm just going through this now, because I just realized I'm going to read out everything in a slow voice and all these stupid voices. What's going to happen is, these videos are going to take like 5 freaking hours or something, and this campaign's supposed to be short. Or at least, you know, not as long as the other campaign. Okay, so Satch makes her homesick. Okay. Can I buy stuff from you? Ooh. Greetings, my name is Steve Blake! Sorry, my name is Steve Blake. Ooh, exotic weaponry. What happened to your eye? Okay. I knew this dame. She obviously wasn't some kind of trouble. And, there was only room for one bit of trouble in this town, and it was me. Steve Trouble Blake. Still, if you're interested, I'll tell you what happened. I've been having some trouble with one of the merchant families. No one seemed to notice my little shop and I was selling trinkets and a few exotic weapons. But we're later beginning to import large quantities of fragrance and spice. This caused some of the families to start viewing me as a competitor. Ah, okay. Ooh, alright, so that is outrageous. No one should be hitting a dame with a ring like that and leaving distinctive marks. If you're gonna beat the dame, you got to do it well subtly. What? I'm a detective. I beat all sorts of people. Doesn't just have to be the brutish men. It can also be the wily and crafty dames, and you got to know how to beat them without leaving scars, just like I do to my victims back in my office. Although I mostly throw them through windows, the fenestration and all that. As you can see, I was outraged by this amateurish attack on her, so I told Arx about it. Oh, well, back to self. Oh, don't mean no. Okay, someone dangerous? Ooh. Gladiators, huh? Ooh. I knew that this was gonna be outrageous, so I said I won't be pampered. Give me your help. Steve Blake! Ooh. Okay, why do you want to buy the shop? Okay, that's useful enough. So everyone's paying the night masks for stuff. Okay, veteran arenas, veteran soldiers. Ooh, so they're being overcharged. I could take out a source of money. That could be one way of making sure these gladiators would not pose a threat. Or I could just use my detective skills. I asked her to show the wares. Okay. Okay. Of course, I can sell stuff. Get rid of that. Okay, honestly, when it comes to a lot of things, you want to reduce a lot of weight. So I can probably keep the thieves' tools. I never really found a use for traps in this game. Like seriously, I could not find a use for traps. You think, oh, you could, just use traps and all, like, you know, set a trap and whatever. No, you just won't be able to do so. Now, having used magic items also means you can equip stuff that's not within your character class. These gauntlets, for example, can give it you extra punchability in your if you're going unarmed, but it can be used by monks. So, if you're a monk, you can wear it. If you use magic items, you can wear them. Okay, you can also buy sorts of crazy weapons. You've got, knives, although they're made of adamantine. So they do extra damage against, there are various materials in Neverwinter Nights too, you can use, or in the Dungeons & Dragons universe, various materials you can use. Adamantine is a tough material, but it's used to, if you've got an adamantine weapon, you can cut through steel stuff. Like, you can cut through steel golems and all that. It's better against armored foes, I suppose. Alchemical silver is good against the Fae, against werewolves, the Fae, all that kind of stuff. Just mostly, and shadows. Creatures of the night are vulnerable to alchemical silver. Then you have dark steel, I guess they zap things. I don't honestly know. Then you can throw shurikens. And wait, a golden bamboo staff. Quarter staves are the wizard kind of thing. Then you got the kukris, they're really cool looking knives. Mithrils are a very lightweight material, not very useful for weapons. You're very useful for armor though. Yeah, the kukri is Mithril's very good for armor. It's terrible to use for weaponry. Seriously, you don't need a lighter weapon in this game. Weapons are light enough already. It's armor that weighs you down. Anyway, so I agreed to help out this dame when she would be in trouble, but there would be time for more adventuring at another point, and maybe, just maybe, I can find out the mysteries of Westgate. But that would be for another time. I have been Detective Steve Trouble Blake, and I will tip the scales in the favor of this world in another time. Signing off.